Hello, thanks for tuning in and welcome to the pool party. I hope you can swim because we're definitely diving into the deep end with a huge splash of truth, facts, evidence, information, and proof. Swim. Say what you mean. It's talk about talking. How we listen, how we hear, how we speak, how we hear what we're listening to when we speak, how a listener hears what we're saying, if what we're saying, what they're actually hearing and or understanding. Is it clear? Swim. Say what you mean. Well, that's just the beginning of understanding, because after we get that understanding, how do we accept it? How we respond if it's not what we expect is paramount. Are you okay with the truth? Are you man, woman, human, or spiritual enough to accept the truth? Let's find out. Welcome to The Swimming Pool with your host, Travis Bridges.
Hello, everybody. It's Wednesday, Hump Day, and that is the night that I come on your computer screen in 3, 2, 1. I really like playing with my toys in the studio. This is going to be a very, very short evening because we are in hurricane season here in South Florida, and I'm going to talk a little bit about my hurricane experiences. And I've got a feeling that in about 15 minutes, I'm going to be gone. This is probably going to be the shortest live stream that I've done in the history of my live stream doing. So here's hoping that if you are in the South Florida area or the West Coast or up north, and that if you are up from my home state, North Carolina, and in the path of the storm at all, that you are taking the precautions necessary to make sure that you, your family, and your stuff is safe. Because as I heard someone saying on social media today, God will take care of us, but he doesn't want us to be a fool. So take precautions if you are in the path of the storm. Do get what you need. Make sure your things and your family and your pets are safe, because we don't want to hear about you later. Anyway, I'm going to talk about my experiences, and I'm going to talk about my first experience. I moved to South Florida in 1991, and when I moved here, I moved at the same time that Hurricane Andrew was coming across the water, and I'll never forget that, because we had all the stuff packed up, and we were coming up going down rather, I-95, and we were listening to the radio, and we were hearing all the hoopla, and every time we would stop for gas or a rest stop, we would go inside and everybody would be gathered around the TV, and they were saying, oh, this is going to be a big one. We were so excited about moving, to South Florida and getting a new start that it didn't bother us. We didn't even think twice about it. And that's the kind of, I don't know, that's, babies are like that. They almost have no fear. And I recall, that being our experience. We didn't think twice about the storm. We came along with it, and I'll never forget. We arrived on a Friday. We stayed in a hotel on Saturday, and that Saturday we moved into the place, and then that Sunday night was when the hurricane hit. So we were just in town for right at about 2 days, and I'll never forget it. When we woke up the next morning, the neighbors next door, they had their car. This guy had a classic, red car. I can't remember what it was, but it was a really nice classic vehicle. A tree had fallen right down the middle of his car. And on the other side, that was the neighbor that was right beside us. On the other side, the corner of their house, a tree had hit the corner of their house and just broke the corner of their house where the garage was. And we were in the middle of that, and not a scratch. We got up the next day, walking around, looking out. We were still unpacking stuff. It was incredible. And of course, we were a part of that. The hoopla. It was a lot of stuff going on, especially down in South Miami in the Perrine area. It was just like a mess. We were watching the news and everything. It was cool. And that's been every bit of about 30 years ago. And I've learned to ride out quite a few storms since I've been here. And I get a lot of my family and friends checking on me. I got some calls today from some people that were concerned, and I appreciate it. And what people may not understand is when you don't live in a particular area, you just, you think out of safety and concern that, okay, well, it's down in Florida. I know, I've got friends down there, so let me call and check on them. But fortunately this time, and knocking on wood and thanking God, that, we are missing the brunt of the storm. It's heading on the west coast and heading up north. And my thoughts and prayers are with those people that are over there. Been watching the news, and it's been a little funky out there. So thanks to everybody who's been looking out for me and my brother, who also lives here in South Florida. I've gotten a few calls, and people are concerned. We are okay. I'm in the Miami, Hollywood, Fort Lauderdale area, and we're good. We've got a lot of rain and a lot of wind. And it's just been cloudy. The grocery stores have been, the first few days, like when it was over the weekend, people were there because we were preparing for it. And, you don't want to take any chances. But so far, so good. And what that means is everybody on this side of the state that was spared, what will end up happening is you'll see loads of people going across the state, to pitch in and help. And that's what we're supposed to do. We are indeed our brother's keeper. So, with that being said, it's going to be a short night. I am going to actually go and get in the bed. I had a little mild procedure on yesterday, and everything checked out real good. Doctor gave me the okay to keep on moving, so I'm going to do that. But he said something to me, and he said, "Do you drink wine?" And I said, "No, not really. I'm not a drinker that much." He said, wine has been, known to be good for you, and it might kind of help mellow you out a little bit. So I'm going to give you the okay to have some wine. And I was thinking, okay, I'm going to take your word on something with your digestive or something like that. So if y'all see me walking down the street and I don't speak, walk on by, especially if I've got my little pinky out like that. But anyway, I'm going to try it for a little while and see how that works. So, hey, Christine, how you doing? 2 other people are here with me. It's going to be a short night. I feel kind of weird not having much to say, but it's like that sometimes. I'm excited about, what's coming for me in so many different areas. I'm grateful, to God to have even survived some of the personal storms, that we all go through. We've got to learn how to, get hit and fall and get up. Some movie I saw, it's like a man doesn't fail when he falls. He fails when he doesn't get up, something to that effect. So with that being said, I'm going to let y'all go. Oh, I did do a promo, and it's on my site. It's called The Masterpiece. I was told to promote myself more. So I'm working on getting some more spots and some voiceover work. So if you want to go to my page, well, no, you have to get the link. Wow, how do I let you hear that? Well, you can't hear it, and maybe until it's old. But I produced a really cool spot today, to promote myself that I'll send out to some agencies. With that being said, I am going to let y'all go, and I'm going to go myself. But I'll be back next week, God's willing, and the creek don't rise. I'm going to be a grandfather real soon, so I'll be traveling up north to spend some time with my daughter-in-law and my son. They're expecting their first little baby girl, and I can't wait. I've had some experiences in life that I was told about and warned about, and they were nothing like, what I experienced myself. So even with this, situation about to become a grandfather, I'm looking forward to holding my granddaughter in my hands. I don't know what to say. I'm excited. I'm proud of my son and his lovely wife, Erica, and the family that they are building right now. I'm so excited for them. I really, really and truly am. So I ask for your prayers as I travel and as they prepare for the bundle of joy. And if people have been asking me, well, do they have a name? And yes, they do, but I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm gonna wait until after she is here, and then we'll make that great announcement of her name. It's exciting, and I can't wait to experience that. Anyway, do me a small favor as you make your way through the week. Take care of yourself. I don't know, this microphone is getting on my nerves, and I think I know what it is. I think I need a windscreen on it. I kind of picked this up, just to try this out, and it's been working, but I see why it was so cheap now, because when I talk, oh yeah, like that. When I put a little pressure in it, it kind of breaks. So I've been, doing some new stuff around it. It's gonna be all right. I'm enjoying, my live stream, what I'm doing, my purpose for being here. And let me just say that before I go. How much time do I have? Oh, I still have 5 minutes. My live stream is talk about talking. And I believe I found what I call my niche or niche. Anthony Morrow is here. Thanks, Papa T. There you go. Thanks, Anthony. I found my niche for what I'm going to be doing. Well, I'm going to have to stop saying for one. Anyway, my live stream is talk about talking. I am convinced that there's an answer for every question and there's a solution to every problem. Not everybody believes that. And what I've learned, I'm going to say in the last 5 or so years, I've really been taking a good, long, hard look at myself, and I've learned a lot about myself, and I've grown so much. I'm excited about, my growth and, the rest of my life to come. But I want to talk about the importance of having a conversation that's hard to have. Some conversations are very difficult, and even worse, some people are difficult. And not to talk about a person. Sometimes what a person may have gone through will shape, their character and personality traits and will cause them to not be able to hear. But I think if we are aware of that before we try to resolve conflict, it makes a big difference. I realize some of my childhood traumas, created, lots of communication conflict, for me, back in, before and during and even still now I have to remember. But anyway, back to my point, talking, listening, hearing, making sure you're hearing what someone is saying and being okay with what you discover. Some conversations are hard to have, but if we don't face them, we never get over them. So with that being said, I done said that 1,000 times. Take good care of yourself. I'm going to slide on out of here. Miss talking to y'all a lot tonight. Got to really get something happening for next week. Anyway, till the next time, find somebody you need to say I love you to. Don't just say it, but show it. Take good care, y'all. Good night.
The Swimming Pool with Travis Bridges is a talk segment about talking. Talk about talking? Yes, talk about talking. It's designed to bring awareness to how we listen, how we hear, and what we do with the information we receive during communication. The mind is automatically programmed to protect the body and soul. It displays that through each and every encounter we experience. If any part of the body is threatened, the mind will automatically issue the flight command. The flight command to retreat to safety. Well, that same command is also deployed when our ego is threatened. The ego, yes, the ego. It's so natural and common, it happens oftentimes without us even knowing. Engaging in conversation and staying focused on what is present is considered mental fitness. It strengthens our emotions and helps us to gain control of our circumstances instead of having our circumstances overtake our thinking and our very existence. It's a difficult task to achieve because our feelings, beliefs, and desires are so strong that it causes us to totally disregard even the most common or basic reasoning. This live stream is only here to bring awareness to that subconscious process. Nothing or no one is actually wrong. However, the idea of being open to anything outside of what we've already concluded is golden, especially if the new information is transparent. The Swim developers would like to say thanks for supporting, watching, listening, and sharing this information. Now, back to the swimming pool. Let's dive in and swim. SWYM. Swim. Say what you mean. As much as this information is designed to bring awareness to how we listen, hear, and process, it is also a form of therapy. The little person inside of all of us needs to be heard. As adults, even listening to ourselves is a form of healing, strengthening, and growth. It's okay to speak, talk, express yourself, and be heard, even if you're the only listener. If our testimony does anything at all for anyone else, that makes the continued effort worth the time. Get the words out. You'll feel better, and that's a promise. Thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it.
You know, sometimes it seems like all the good times are gone. But you got to keep on searching. You got to keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. For example, take me standing right here today. I would not be here with you if I believed the things that the people say. You got to keep on searching.